In the kingdom of Valeria, where the rivers sang and the clouds danced to the wind's rhythm, lived a princess named Elara. She had golden hair that sparkled in the sun and a laugh that made the palace flowers bloom brighter. Her father, King Alderon, was wise and kind, and her mother, Queen Seraphine, was known for her magical voice that once calmed a raging storm. Princess Elara had everything a royal child could dream of: books from faraway lands, a peacock with jeweled feathers, and a white mare named Luna who could gallop faster than the wind. But more than anything, Elara loved the palace garden, a hidden place filled with winding ivy, talking flowers, and a marble fountain that never dried. It was her secret world. One evening, as the sky turned orange and birds whispered their goodbyes to the sun, Elara followed a strange humming sound near the old willow tree in the corner of the garden. She had passed that tree 1,000 times, but never had it sung before. Curious, she knelt down and moved the thick moss around its roots. To her surprise, she found a stone hatch with a silver keyhole shaped like a crescent moon. She tried turning the latch, but it wouldn't budge. The moment her fingers left the stone, the humming stopped, and the willow's branches stilled. She ran to the royal library, heart pounding. There, tucked between a dusty book on magical herbs and a scroll of ancient songs, she found a small, leather-bound journal. It belonged to her great-grandmother, Queen Liriana, long believed to be the most powerful enchantress in Valeria's history. Flipping through the fragile pages, Elara found a sketch of the very same stone hatch. Underneath it was written, "Only the one who listens without fear may open the gate of echoes." The next morning, Elara returned to the tree. This time, she closed her eyes and pressed her ear to the ground. The humming returned, only now it formed words. "Find the mirror made of rain. In the garden past the pane. Speak your name without disguise. And truth will rise where silence lies." Without fully understanding, Elara followed her instincts. She walked deeper into the garden than she ever had before, past thorny vines and wilted roses. At the far end, hidden beneath a thick veil of mist, she found a glimmering pond. The surface reflected not just her face, but flickers of memories she didn't recall, like visions from another life. She stood before it and whispered, "I am Princess Elara of Valeria. I seek the truth." The water shivered. A thin stream rose and curled through the air like smoke, then shot toward the willow tree. A soft tremor shook the ground. The hatch opened. Steps led down into darkness. Taking a lantern, Elara descended. The air grew colder with each step. At the bottom was a round chamber made of glowing crystal. In the center stood a statue of a woman with a crown of stars. Behind it was a door. On the door, written in shimmering letters, was a name, Liriana. Elara reached for the handle but froze when the statue moved. "You carry the blood of the enchanted," the statue said in a voice like wind through leaves. "Why have you come?" "I want to know who I truly am," Elara replied, bravely. "And why the garden sings to me." The statue's eyes glowed. "Then listen well. A shadow has slept for 100 years beneath this kingdom. If it wakes, Valeria will fall. Only the one who holds the crystal of whispers can keep the dark at bay." "But where is it?" Elara asked. "The crystal lies in the Tower of Echoes, across the forbidden wilds. You must go, before the black moon rises." Before Elara could ask more, the chamber shook. A sudden wind burst from the door behind the statue, pulling her in. She landed on a soft bed of moss in a strange forest where every tree whispered her name. A voice echoed from above, "You have 7 days to reach the tower, or the shadow will rise." Elara got to her feet, brushing off leaves. Her mare Luna, somehow beside her now, neighed and stomped the ground, ready for the journey. She wasn't sure what dangers lay ahead, but one thing was clear: her life as a simple princess was over. She was now part of an ancient prophecy. As she mounted Luna and rode into the whispering woods, something stirred in the castle she'd left behind. High in the east wing, in a forgotten room locked by spell and rust, a mirror cracked. And in its shattered reflection, 2 glowing red eyes blinked open. The forest Elara entered was like no place in Valeria. The trees whispered secrets in languages she didn't know, and glowing moths fluttered around like wandering stars. The path twisted as if it changed with her thoughts, and time felt uncertain, like she was walking through moments, not miles. On the third day, Elara came to a clearing where the grass shimmered silver and flowers sang lullabies. There, an old woman stirred a pot over a floating fire. Her skin was the color of bark, and her eyes sparkled like dew. "I've been waiting for you, princess," said the woman, without looking up. Elara dismounted. "Do you know about the Tower of Echoes?" "I know it's guarded by riddles, winds, and the Watcher who forgets nothing," the woman said. "But before you go further, you must leave something behind." "Leave what?" "Your fear." From her robes, the old woman took a bowl made of starlight. "Speak your greatest fear into this. Only then may you pass the threshold." Elara hesitated. Then, in a trembling voice, she said, "I fear I'm not enough. That I'm just a girl pretending to be brave. That I'll fail." The bowl shimmered gold, then turned clear. The old woman smiled, handed her a glowing stone, and whispered, "The truth will follow you. Hold fast." By the fifth day, Elara reached the edge of the forbidden wilds, craggy cliffs that moaned with wind, and thorny vines that slithered when touched. At the center rose the Tower of Echoes, impossibly tall, with windows shaped like eyes and a gate of black iron. But it wasn't unguarded. Before her stood a figure cloaked in feathers, neither bird nor man. Its voice echoed from all directions. "Who seeks the Crystal of Whispers?" "I do," Elara said. "I come to stop the shadow beneath Valeria." The creature tilted its head. "Then answer this. What is louder than thunder, softer than silk, and never seen but always felt?" Elara thought hard. The wind blew her hair and carried the memory of her mother singing, of her father's stories, of the garden's hum. "Hope," she whispered. The creature bowed and vanished into feathers. The gate creaked open. Inside the tower, staircases wound like dragon tails. Shadows slithered across the walls, whispering things meant to weaken her resolve. "You're too young. You'll never make it. This is not your path." But Elara gripped the stone the old woman had given her. It glowed brighter with every step. The voices quieted. At the top, in a round chamber glowing with soft blue light, sat the Crystal of Whispers, a sphere resting in a nest of silver vines. As she approached, a mirror rose from the floor. It showed her reflection, but twisted. Her eyes glowed red. Her smile was cruel. Her voice spoke. "Give up, Elara. Return to comfort. Leave the kingdom to fate." Elara closed her eyes. "I am Elara of Valeria. I know who I am now." The mirror cracked, then shattered. The vines retracted. The crystal rose and hovered before her, light pulsing like a heartbeat. She reached out. The moment her fingers touched it, a thunderclap roared. Wind burst through the chamber. Images filled her mind, a great beast waking beneath the palace, claws like towers, eyes like moons. And then she saw her mother, Queen Seraphine, standing before it, singing, holding the shadow back. But the song was ending. Elara mounted Luna and rode like fire across the forest. Trees parted for her. Rivers leapt to form bridges. The kingdom felt her return. When she reached the palace, dark clouds swirled above. The earth trembled. Guards fled. In the throne room, a crack in the marble floor split wide, and from it rose a beast of shadow, eyes burning red, shaped like fear itself. Queen Seraphine stood, her voice a fading song, tears on her cheeks. Elara stepped forward. "Mother, let me." Seraphine turned, weak but proud. She nodded and fell back into the arms of the king. Elara held up the crystal. It glowed brighter than the moon. The beast roared, but Elara did not waver. "I have listened to truth," she shouted. "I have faced my fear. I am not just a princess, I am the voice of Valeria." The crystal pulsed. From it burst a wave of silver light that wrapped around the beast, not destroying it, but transforming it. The creature shrank into a child-sized figure, wide-eyed, lost, afraid. It looked at Elara and whispered, "I was made of silence. You gave me voice." Then it vanished into sparkles. The sky cleared. The earth stilled. Flowers bloomed across the palace floor. And the garden sang louder than ever before. Elara turned, crystal in hand. Her parents embraced her. The kingdom knelt. From that day on, the Tower of Echoes remained open, not as a prison, but as a place of truth and trials for those who sought themselves. And Elara, Princess of Valeria, grew into the wisest queen the realm had ever known, not because she had power, but because she had listened, believed, and dared to rise. And so, Valeria slept soundly once again, its garden humming in joy, its crystal glowing in peace.